part 2, and here we have with us Mr. Mahesha J, who will be answering our queries of the viewers with respect to banking. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam.
So, could you please tell us what are the types of loans available for the home buyers?
Home buyer will get various kinds of loans from the bank. One is for purchase and construction. Purchase and construction means, for example, if a home buyer he wants to purchase an individual residential site and then construct house on it. So, then he will get a loan for purchase of the site, then construction of the house. But here the hitch is he has to complete the construction of house within 2 years of purchase of the site. Then coming to next, he can buy a ready built house. Then he can purchase a flat which is under construction. He can purchase a flat which is completed. Then once he purchases a flat for interiors, he can avail the loan. Then apart from this, for example, he has already availed a housing loan from X bank at a higher rate of interest, and now all the banks, majority of the banks, they have reduced the rate of interest. And if he wants to take over his loan to a Y bank which is offering the lower rate of interest, that also he can do it. Then he can shift to new bank and reduce his EMI on that. Then apart from this, if while he is already availed a housing loan and in between he is having some urgent requirement of funds for any of his purpose, like it is a marriage or going out or medical emergency or any of the purpose, there also you can have an additional loan on the same housing property by paying a meager of higher rate of interest. So, quite a number of good loan facilities are available for the housing loan borrowers.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, what is debt to income ratio?
Debt to income ratio, in simple terms, I would say it as a sustenance. For example, if you are having an income of rupees 1 lakh rupees per month, so what is the amount you require for your day to day life, for easy going life, whatever you are having on date. So, for example, for 1 lakh rupees, whether you require 50,000 rupees daily monthly expenditure or 60,000 rupees, like that. So, as a bank, when we are taking the decision, we are having a set of sustenance. For example, if your income is up to 3 lakh rupees per annum, we are taking 45% as sustenance. If your income is up to 12 lakh rupees, we are taking 35% as sustenance, and above 12 lakh rupees of income, we are taking 25% of your total income as sustenance. And when the income is going beyond that, maximum sustenance we are deducting is 2 lakh rupees per month, that is around 24 lakh rupees per annum.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, what are the common mistakes we need to avoid while taking a home loan?
Yeah, this is a very good question, because home loan we are taking for a very longer period. Very long means it is a 30 years of period, means 360 months. For example, if you are taking a home loan at the age of 40, by the time you pay your last installment you will be at 70. So, that is the last days of your life. So, that is why whenever you are taking, you have to have utmost caution while taking the housing loans. And to start with, I would say that whether you are eligible for loan or not, that is the first question. So, for that you need to have a good CIBIL score, and you need to have a good income, and you need to see that what is your eligibility for availing the loan. Then coming to most of the people, what they do is like they will go for shorter tenure of the housing loan, but I would suggest you can have a longer tenure of the housing loan. Like for example, many banks they will offer loans up to 30 years. So, I would suggest you avail loan up to 30 years, but have a plan to prepay it by increasing your EMI.
Yes. So, you spoke something about CIBIL score. Could you tell us like how do you calculate the CIBIL score?
Yeah, CIBIL score actually for example, any kind of loans which you are taking from the banking system, it will be recorded with CIBIL. So, they are the Credit Bureau of Information on Credit. So, all the banks are members of CIBIL and they will be providing the data. So, the thing is, if you say that if the bank says that this is the due date for payment of your credit card, payment of your EMI on car, payment of EMI on the housing loan, that if you are paying on the due date, that will give you a best score. And at the same time, CIBIL also will calculate, for example, if you are having an income of 1 lakh rupees per month, maybe 12 lakh rupees per annum, for 12 lakh rupees per annum, what is the total EMI you are paying, that also CIBIL will calculate. For example, for 12 lakh rupees of income, if you are paying 12 lakh rupees of EMI, then CIBIL will give you a score as almost, means that will be considered as a negative, because there is no sustenance, means you are already over borrowed. So, additional borrowing you cannot happen. So, there are many other criteria to understand. I said 2 or 3 parameters for a layman. At least if you know this much, I think you will be able to understand, and by following it you can increase your CIBIL score, and if your CIBIL score is more than 700, bankers will be happy to fund you whatever the requirement of yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mahesha ji. I am sure our viewers will be benefited to buy their new house very soon by taking all the answers to the questions they had about buying their dream house. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.